I want to talk about my relationship with the divine. Me and the divine go way back, way back. I ain't really pay attention to the divine. I didn't know how divine was until like lately. My relationship with the divine is like a relationship with myself, my divine self. I love my relationship with the divine because when I'm feeling stuck or like if I feel like something is happening to me that is out of my control, I I tap into the divine energy and I do my divine work. So when things happen on their own, it works out for me. Sometimes I can't avoid it. I mean, we in this realm. Some things happen to me. But the major things that I'm concerned about, the major things like, getting locked up or stuff like that, major things, car accidents, stuff like that. I mean, you get the bills and stuff like that, you can't avoid that. But when someone comes along and pays for it, because you don't put in the work, made the moves, as long as I know that I put in, as long as I know I did all I can do, I challenge the divine to meet me halfway. And I don't even really challenge, I say it like a challenge because that's just my relationship with the divine now. I used to fear the divine, and now I just respect the divine. And I think the divine was trying to tell me, you can't respect me if you fear me. I don't want you to be divine fearing. You don't want to fear your mother or fear your father. I mean, you don't want them, when they try to whoop your tail, that's a whole different story. But I mean, you should respect them because you love them, because you love the bond, the relationship. And that's what I've learned to love about the divine. No matter what I've been through, the divine has always been here for me. No matter what I've been through, I've always been here for me. And I had to link the connection. Because my relationship with the divine has gotten stronger, I'm able to build boundaries for myself. I learned to protect the divine. And it's funny because divine says, we'll do some things for ourselves, but we won't fully do it for ourselves. But let something happen to somebody else, somebody you love. Boy, you'll fight even harder. And that's why I understand why the divine is here and why I feel like I have to give. Not like have to, but like I'm supposed to give. And then the divine taught me, hey, don't give your last. Next time, if you have enough, buy two. Just in case you give one so you can give and one you can keep. And then my aunt told me that my grandma told me that my grandma told her to do the same thing. And I said, And they don't have no idea the divine just told me that until I told them. When I know that the divine is within me, I can't say the divine or God is dead. Because the divine cannot die. That's one thing the divine cannot do. And that's a divine message to me. And I told the divine, keep sharing the truth with me. I'll share it. If that's what you want me to do, I'll speak. But I gotta live to tell it. Tell me what not to say, how to say it. And say it the way you want to say it. I'm not the That's why I started back cursing. And it's, well, I ain't gonna say cursing, but saying bad words or whatever. That's a divine thing. I'm sorry. Like, you got to put yourself in the divine shoes. And that's what I had to learn how to do, how to treat the divine. Anybody, you put yourself, and that's the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated, as if you were them. So if I was divine and people were going around talking about I'm dead, you know how angry I would get? And because nobody wants to cuss, everybody wants to be nobody wants to be balanced. It's good to be balanced. Like, I'm good. I like to have my higher perspective. And I have boundaries so that I won't have to flip over and hand you something that you don't want me to give you no more. That's when I understood. When I was going through something like that and I was trying to be nice, and be nice, the divine told me, girl, listen, quit wishing people well who is wishing hell on you. Because you ain't doing nothing but giving them energy to harm you. Energy to wish bad on you. And you need to reflect it back. If you don't want to harm them, because I know you ain't a fighter. That's why in the dreams we do our work. But you need to put up a mirror and strengthen your boundaries and learn how to fight spiritually in your mind. Create the outcome. Create that breakthrough in your mind. The impossible is possible here. So I started thinking the opposite of my doubts. If I feel weak, man, I feel strong. And my heart is like, bro, what the fuck? That is not how I feel. And divine is like, you gotta have mind control over Debo. So that's why I love finding different ways to fight. Even smiling. Spirit told me your smile is also a weapon. When your enemies see you smile and you going through so much hell and they don't really know it, but they did all they can do to make sure you go through it, and you smiling, they know they ain't done enough. And it took all of them to come against you. Boy, we some bad mofos. Well, us, because, it's still me. The relationship, it's like your twin or your inner self. I give the divine life in my life. And I'm not ashamed. And I don't care if it look like I'm talking to the I'm getting emotional. You should never be ashamed of your divine relationship. It's like being embarrassed in front of your wife or your husband just because you're seen with them out. No, I make room for the divine. And the divine cancels out anybody who don't fuck with me. That's the same thing. That's how your relationship with divine is. Like, people say, don't go there, and you go there, and it's like, how did you do that? Well, it was no harm. I know those people. I know that spirit. And then there's some things that people go to, and you like, no. Like, why not? I just want to be to myself. That's all. The relationship with divine will have you going places people will not go, and not going places where other people will go. Because if the divine ain't in it, I ain't in it. And they talking about that dead divine shit, divine don't want to deal with it. You don't with nothing that the divine don't with. I can feel the divine within me even when I'm upset, when I'm mad, no matter what emotion I'm going through. Divine's behind it. And sometimes divine allow me the room to act up and be watching. Like, oh, best friend,